Hey everybody, so I'm about to go out and pick some strawberries. I just want to show everybody how pretty the peonies look. Only sad thing is you only can really sell them when they look like that. Once they open up more than that, those are all, you can't really sell them to the New York market. But he normally gets 75 cents a stem, so there's definitely $200-300 worth of peonies flowering right now that you can't sell at the New York market. Maybe I could cut some and take them to Lambertville or something like that. But I mean, they look really, really pretty. Just perfect. I got all these from one of my buddies. His name's Alan Russell over in Newtown. He owns Russell Gardens, the wholesale department, and these are the tomatoes. The tomatoes are in the greenhouse. This is the early crop. They'll probably be ready. They're about the size of a baseball, a little bit smaller. They'll be ready in, I would say, maybe a month. And then all the berries are out here. Hopefully we get a few. I was told there's a blot out here, so I mean, I can see the red already, but we'll find out. There is a ton. With all this rain, though, I'm sure there's a lot of mold out here. The nice thing is they taste really good. See, when you pick them and they have to sit in the container for a bit, you always pick them a little greener. They still have this, the flavor's set as soon as the color starts to change. Monster berry. Man, I bet I won't find another one that big all day. Oh, it's got a little mold. Oh well. Eat that one side. It's the best part about picking berries. You get to eat some. See, we don't spray them, so since he doesn't spray them, they don't hold up as well as the ones that are sprayed. Look at all those. I'm gonna get a ton of berries today. Helping my my ex's parents out today because they don't have anybody to pick. Like literally last 8 years, what I did was I picked up the farm instead of playing like antiques and scrapping. And it is a lot of fun. It's really, really, really hard to make money doing this. Not the work, just getting paid part. Like the work is enjoyable to me, at least. A lot of people, I mean, I guess people even pay to go do this for an hour or two. I mean, you sit out here all day, definitely gets monotonous. But I would say like a farm like this where we grow tomatoes, flowers, corn, peppers, like with the fertilizer, he's got rye growing back there. Behind that, there's asparagus. His expenses for the year are in the 6 figures. Well, only way to get that expense is go get the loan. So you go get the loan from the bank. The only way you get the loan from the bank is you put up the property, and then you have to pay back that loan before you get paid. I mean, you're doing really well if you get paid before you do pumpkins. At least because we don't do any of the pick your own. They don't promote the farm that much. My father-in-law, or my ex-father-in-law, goes by he tries to grow the things that taste the best, so that's his marketing strategy. I mean, it's a good one. We have people travel all the way from Virginia to come get his corn. Hlubic Farms is the name of the farm I'm at. But technically, if they had pick your own, all these berries would be picked right now. I wouldn't have to be sitting out here in the sun. I could be having a beer. It's just the way it is. I'm gonna pick some extra ones today too for my friends at Ginger Peach. I really like Joanne and the people that work there. They're real nice people. That's where me and Naz always go get our coffee at before we start our day. I mean, it does get expensive, but I don't know. It's one of those routines that it's just nice to keep. It doesn't cost too much time, especially when, I mean, the last couple weeks we haven't been able to do the flea market, the dumb rain, but when we don't have to worry about see, now this is it's got a sap bug that ate it, and probably something else went wrong with it. The sap beetles, they eat a lot of holes in berries. See, that might be sunburn. See that right there? But I'm not sure. Again, when you don't spray them, you lose a lot to the beetles and to slugs. Really like berries too. Not that we don't use pesticides. They use something called integrated pest management, where they get, because you can't really grow corn or watermelons or stuff like that with any consistency. I mean, you can get 1 year maybe here and there. But so the integrated pest management is the state pays research students to come out, and they'll walk the field and do a count on the insects and be like, there's just enough to spray, or there's your threshold of how many bugs there are per plant. You know, it doesn't really work to spray, so it saves the farmers money. But like, I mean, spray is fairly cheap. I would say the most expensive thing is, like, you have all the plants are patented now, because they're all like owned by like Monsanto's or something like that. So you have to pay a royalty on all the seed you buy, and you can't save your seed from each year if you're a farmer. So you're at probably $20,000 to $30,000 just in seed costs when you grow all these different varieties of stuff, and then you're definitely at $20,000 to $30,000 in fertilizer cost. The labor is another 20 to 30. Easy 20 to 30, because you can't get anybody to work for really under 10 bucks, so you're at least paying $10 an hour. Then you have fuel just to work the ground with these huge tractors and stuff. They eat thousands of gallons of diesel, and right now, you know, I guess you guys can see it at the pump. Diesel's been going up crazy. It all adds up by the end of the year. Like, if it's too dry, you have to water. A lot of years there could be $12,000 in water costs. I think his best deal is at the Chesterfield Inn. He trades veggies for beer, and that might be his best return on his veggies, because he doesn't notice the ones that are gone. Of course, they're his number one priority. And look at that hunkin' berry. That's a beautiful berry. These haven't been fertilized or anything though this year. We have another patch up by the pond, and everything's very small, but it's a shame because they're never going to pick them all. These are all the Wreckers variety, this variety right here. And Wreckers, if you look into it, it's one of the sweetest varieties out there. Every once in a while, it doesn't pick off like that. Might be able to let them ripen, but there isn't too many. I mean, I guess now this year they probably have a lot of Wreckers berries, but 2-3 years ago we were a trial farm for it because his brother developed it. His brother Bill raised the head farmer here. We work with Jerry and his brother Mike. I don't know. Definitely looks good. I wish I had whipped cream on me. Boom, boom. Oh, that one broke. I think I have to bring a pint for Aaron, and I'm gonna get a box for Lindsay, or not for Lindsay, for Joanne, and a little pint for Lindsay, and maybe a pint for my mother. So I don't know, that's my pay for the day. I'm gonna take some strawberries, but hopefully all these sell. They do freeze some. Man, these are like just perfectly red. There, that's a sap beetle that ate a little hole. I don't know. I hope everybody likes the videos I've been putting out. I'm trying to show everything I do during the week. If anybody watches the Drinking with Dave episodes, those are only to, hopefully you guys are doing work while you're watching them, just because it's kind of like slow TV. I don't know. I'm gonna try to show everybody my eBay and what we bring to the scrapyard. I don't know if you like the farming videos. I just like being out in the, honestly, doing this type of stuff. You end up with a lot of free time, and you can easily get bored. Definitely don't want to stay home watching TV every day. I want to get out and do stuff. That's one of the reasons I scrap, just because I'm bored. Because if you do an antiques right, you can make a bunch of money fairly quick. Not that it always goes that way. It's just, it is possible. And then sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate. I try to, anybody I work with, I try to keep them happy so they call me back. Look at that hunkin' berry. I owe my friend Dan, curly hair Dan, with the clean out business. I owe him a bunch of berries, but he went overseas for a trip. I'm gonna bring Naz here. He was editing today because the computer we have for YouTube is just really slow. I mean, it's very dated, so I don't know. His editing software only works on an Apple, but I guess if anybody has extra memory or something for an Apple, let us know. Not that I can give you a ton for it. I try to I don't know, I enjoy my time more than money. I could make a lot of money if I wanted to, like go work a bunch, but I don't know. I guess it's 2:30 in the afternoon right now, and I decided to go pick strawberries and instead of go work for the man. But I guess it'll come back and bite me in the ass one day. One day I'll want to have health insurance or something like that, and if I don't make the money, I won't be able to pay for it. It's just the way it is. I don't have dental. You know, there's definitely sacrifices for living a nomad style, but I don't know, my book is kind of worth it. I get a lot more time to listen to the birds and go and do what I want to do. Maybe I have to move to Canada and I can afford health insurance. Oh yeah, it's free there. But it is what it is. I appreciate everybody who subscribed. You don't have to. It's just, it is nice to know that people do watch. And again, if I can keep on, like, I have a thing where I don't like, I just don't like listing on eBay. Feels too much like work. So if I can get people to watch what I've sold and all that other stuff and me picking it up, that might motivate me to list more, and that will just make life easier. Man, there's a bunch of berries in that row. Look at that. We got 4 done. We need 2 more and we finish this flat. That's pretty good. I'll take 2 with me this time, and that way when I finish the one, we're all done. I'll leave this as a marker so that way I know where I left off at. Man, look at these. They're so pretty. Again, that's like a perfect bottom berry because they still have the flavor, but they won't mush to nothing. Unless you're gonna go and process everything right this second. Funny thing about strawberries is I don't know why they don't hold up like they do at the market. My guess is they pick them like this and then ship them to the supermarket. I mean, and that's one of the reasons they don't have the flavor of all these mostly ripe ones. Because down in Florida, when you buy them, they definitely have a different flavor than when you buy them at the grocery store from Florida. I don't know, for years though, I went to school for a bit for horticulture, and I don't know, I particularly like plants and all that other stuff. I was thinking, you know, animals was the way to go, and then figured they shit on me. And Plants don't seem to do that. They just, as long as you keep them happy, you pay attention to how they're growing, they seem to be happy and do what they're supposed to do. You know, if you don't divide them, or if you cut them, walk on them or whatever, they're not going to flower for you. But you give them what they need and they'll do what they're supposed to do, kind of just like what they're in the book. And the fun thing is, it's all an experiment, because even though in the book it says, oh, put them in full sun, you know, it doesn't mean where you live in the country that's what they want. They might want shade for 2-3 hours of the day to be like the best plant ever. Like delphiniums don't grow too well around here, and if you put them in part shade, they'll tend to come back and flower each year. It's getting warm right now. I'd say it's about 80, 86, 87. It'd be interesting what happens with this summer after the winter being all weird. Yeah. Who knows? According to the government, I guess there's no global warming, right? Look at that one for the top berry. All these are just beautiful. They're like alien morphed berries. Garbage man just showed up. I don't think there's anything I need to throw out right now. Flavor on these are pretty darn good. That's something I was trying to think of some type of job to do for when I get old, so that way I could have health insurance or something like that. Honestly, don't know. I've been offered a lot of really interesting jobs. I just never really take the plunge, just because, again, never know when it's all going to be done. I don't want to say that I didn't do what I wanted to do. Both my parents worked conventional jobs for years and years, and I would say my mother, she was a teacher, so she's pretty happy with the way everything worked out, I think, for her. Still has dental and all that other stuff. She got a regular paycheck. She didn't have to worry about anything. I kind of like having to plan everything out, like think, all right, I really need to go work, or I need to go to the scrapyard. Definitely makes it interesting. They're coming back with the asparagus. He went and picked asparagus in the back. I didn't see him back there, otherwise I would have went and helped Jerry. So I'm sure today it's nice and warm, so he probably picked 50, 100 pounds. And it is not a fun job to do by yourself. So, but he didn't call me, so I guess that's what he wanted to do by himself. Granted, here at the farm, nobody ever calls anybody. You kind of do it until you don't want to do it. It's not like I called anybody and said, picking strawberries, you want to come help? The other fun thing to do at the farm is when something's broke, try to fix it with whatever you got on you. If it's, you know, you need a wrench, but all you got is a screwdriver, you send the one person to go get the wrench, but by the time they get back, you have it fixed with the screwdriver. That's a good day. But you're not allowed to ruin it. Like, you can't strip it out or anything like that. You have to actually fix it without screwing it up. There's a lot of MacGyver fixes you can use on a lot of different things. So, finished the tray. That was picking strawberries. I hope you guys liked it. Have a good day. There's the field. All right.